All right, everyone. So Cody Rhodes might be getting a big time opponent sometime soon. So this is we're reading here from Russell Talk. They're citing what Drew McIntyre said during a TikTok live stream. So I don't want to give too much away on here. It's going to be significant when the time comes and he says his piece and I say my piece. I think the world is going to be along for the ride. Feelings will be hurt as well as bodies will be hurt. I went out and redefined what independent wrestler meant. He ended up forming another company and taking it to the next level. Cody and I, it's going to be big when it happens. So this is pretty clear what Drew McIntyre is setting up here. At some point, we're going to get Cody versus Drew McIntyre. Now, it's tough to kind of square that with the fact that, we know Drew McIntyre is going to go against the rest of the new bloodline, or the OG bloodline, I should say. So we know that that's going to happen. Now, Cody does have some tie to that bloodline, even though he fought him for so long, because he did side with Roman Reigns and teamed with him, just a few months ago. So you keep all that in mind, and maybe that's somehow how they bring him in. But one of the interesting storylines that we've been tracking, you don't know if it's going to be something that actually ends up coming to fruition, but it seems like all these heels are really kind of forming a bond a little bit, right? They're all kind of upset with how WWE, and we're talking about management, right? So some of these general managers, maybe Triple H, but basically, in the WWE universe is, they're not happy with how the baby faces are acting. Similarly with Kevin Owens, what's his gripe with Cody? Well, hey, you have this heel and Roman Reigns who's screwing everybody over, who's doing all this bad stuff, and then you go and team with him in 5 seconds. Or I guess as you can make the argument, even the fan base, right? The fan base, you're cheering this guy Roman Reigns who's been screwing people over for years. And I think the heels are going to start kind of coming together on that point and, maybe forming a little bit of a team in that sense. It might not be a faction necessarily, but just, coming to each other's aid or backing each other up at certain times. But I think Cody and Drew, what a match that would be. I mean, what a match that would be. Because I do think WWE has to continue to find big, people for Cody to fight because it does get a little bit stale sometimes when you have all these great storylines. If you can't have your biggest star in the company, who's Cody Rhodes, I mean, I know The Rock's there and Roman Reigns, but Cody is the champ, right? So you would figure your champion, is the biggest star. You see, maybe you look at that from the standpoint of, you'd hope that you'd be putting him in the biggest rivalries. And so I think, you saw in between when he teamed with the Roman Reigns in this Kevin Owens feud, it did feel a little bit stale, what Cody was doing. It necessarily wasn't the topic of discussion all the time. And I think this Kevin Owens thing has kind of lit a spark under Cody Rhodes feuds. I think this has been great. It's been worth talking about. It's been one of the better things in WWE TV. And then if you can follow that up with something with Drew McIntyre, you're keeping your main guy in the spotlight, amongst all this other talent that you have. WWE, I've said this about 100 times, but the WWE, I do not envy them for trying, to kind of book this kind of stuff because it is tough for them to do because they have a kind of talent. So thank you all for watching.